If you're not listening to the Smoke World podcast, you're wasting your time, you mortal.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass or whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have a conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. Email stone@smokeworldpodcast.com and the website, people, smokeworldpodcast.com. Today's episode, I'm excited to have on the show the lovely Destiny Payton Williams. You all may know her from Love and Marriage Huntsville. That's right, she's on the show. And I got my co-host today, my brother Art from Grow Out Oils. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I have the lovely Miss Destiny. Miss Destiny, appreciate you. I know you're a hard-working young lady.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we want to start off the show. I start off my show with demographics. I always try to get a little demographics on my guests. Starting off, where are you from?
I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. What up, though?
Detroit. Okay, Detroit.
Yep.
So, okay, you grew up in Detroit, or was you? How much time did you spend there?
Listen, my aunt calls me her gypsy baby. So I was born in Detroit. I went back and forth from Detroit, and then I came to Huntsville, back and forth, and then I moved to Atlanta, and then I moved to LA, then I moved to San Francisco, then I moved to Nashville, and then I moved back to Huntsville. So I'm a gypsy, just a little bit.
You ain't lied about that. You in the military? You on the CIA?
No,
you on the government payroll?
I get up and move when it's time to move.
Okay, so what was Detroit like growing up in Detroit? You know, we see a lot of things.
Detroit, I have beautiful memories as a kid, beautiful summers, Christmases, just being with my family. It's not a city for the faint of heart at all. Definitely groomed me.
Uh-huh.
But I love D.
All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get to where we at right now. Okay. This lovely show that you're on. Okay? Let's talk about the show. We got to talk about the show. Love and Marriage, Huntsville. Okay. Now, here's the thing I have for me, and this is just maybe me. I always ask the question, like, how did you get this job? How did this come about? You got to break that down.
So a lot of people don't know this, but I have been singing and acting for years. But my ex-husband and I are good friends with the creators of the show, or the people that brought the idea to the network, Martell and Melody Hope. And initially, we would just go to events to support. And I'll never forget one of the producers on set asked me who I was and why I wasn't around more and filming. And I was just like, well, I'm just here to support. And it kind of went from there to, we were all at dinner as friends, and a lady showed up as one of Martell and Melody's friends. And I was just being myself, being Destiny. And I remember Melody leaning over and saying, you see why? And I'm like, what's she talking about? And that was one of the major players, executives from the network. And I didn't know. I was literally being interviewed. And it just really happened by personality and just being in the right place, and it wasn't something that was intentional.
Wow. See, I love those type of stories. So, okay, so you saying you got some singing skills. Is that what you're telling me? You said
Absolutely.
that. You said that now. That's what you said. You
I did say that.
You said you sang. So you got some skills.
I do sing. I've been singing since in the Baptist church since I was 6 years old.
Oh, glory.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
all right.
we can get something going right now. Oh, we can.
Okay.
I sing because of. All right. Okay, I'm getting carried away. My bad, D. My bad. Okay, so.
You feel it, let the Lord use you.
Hey, Hashalaboka. Yes. Now, because you're on Smoke World, we kind of skipped a little bit. Now, Smoke World, is a place where we enjoy a cigar. Now, have you ever, now you might have tried some other stuff. We're going to get into that. Have you ever tried to smoke a cigar? Yeah, watch yourself, Destiny. I ain't going to put you out there, but have you ever smoked a cigar, Destiny?
I have.
What?
I have good friends that are actually on the show that own a cigar bar. So when they did their grand opening, I definitely tried a cigar, and I've had, some good. I actually have a friend in Nashville that owns a cigar bar, so I've had a nice was it a Cohiba, whatever it was, and some bourbon.
Oh, look at you! Look at you. Okay, so how was the experience? Because again, we do talk about those things here. How, did you like it, or you wasn't
I don't
feeling it?
really like smoke. It was crazy, but I enjoyed the experience.
Okay, so you did. Would you do it again?
Sure, in the right setting. Put me on a yacht with a cigar, and I'm not in the box, and I can breathe.
So they put you on the yacht.
Enjoy that.
Okay, so you saying you ain't going back to the cigar lounge no time soon right now to get no brandy?
No, I'm at Black Cigar Lounge all the time. I'm not in the cigar room.
Oh, okay. So what you doing? Talk to us. What you doing? If you ain't in the cigar
I'm
room,
just eating and having at a regular table or at the bar.
Okay. But now I guess is it separate? The smoke not getting to you, or is it a separate room? Or they just got good ventilation?
It's a separate room. It's like it's a separate room.
Okay, it's a separate room. Okay. Now, another thing I want to touch on, because we're going to jump around, because I know I'm not going to say limit on time, but I know your time is very valuable, so is ours. But now you have some things going on. We have a couple of ventures. You got some beauty products. You got a beauty salon. So I want you to share a little bit. Again, I'm taking all this time and I'm condensing it, and I know I'm putting a lot on you, but I want you to share, what you got going on out here, because folks need to know you got some other stuff besides looking pretty and slinging your hair around, trying to be cute like me.
God, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, you're trying to be cute like me. So besides all that, I'm hating. That's all it is, Destiny. Don't mind
Just a
me.
little bit.
Just a little bit.
But no, I don't have a beauty salon. I have a beauty supply and salon suites that are being finished. And I am launching a product line that is, I was actually using these products as a gift from a company. They sent it to my store, and I used it when after I had my son. A lot of people don't tell women that you lose your hair, your eyebrows thin out, your skin just does crazy stuff. So they sent me a lot of little products, and I used them because, one, I'm all about my edges now. You gotta have laid edges.
Yeah.
And
your baby hair?
It started to thin out, and I just saw this product I'm like, oh, they got some growth oil here. I used it. So I used it. It was amazing. I started using the skin oil. It was amazing. So I reached out to them and thanked them, and then that turned into a partnership. And the chemist for the company and her husband are a team. So we've been working, and we're about to launch 3 products. We have our brow growth serum. We have our hair recovery elixir, which is a growth elixir, and then we have one of my favorites, which is my skin glow serum, which is a vitamin C based serum for your skin, and it is amazing. And so what I ended up deciding to call the collection was because after I had my son, you're going through a little phase, but when you're ready to glow up, this is the product that you need. So it's called the Glow Up Collection, which I'll be launching really, really soon.
Okay, so we can follow that. Well, you're going to do something on social media when you're going to launch that?
You can follow it on social media. You can keep up with it on MadaniBeauty.com. Subscribe, where you'll get information on when everything is launching from me. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on now.
Okay, now for those who are ignorant like myself, and I do apologize, you're saying you don't have a salon. You have a suite. Okay, so I guess what's the difference?
So the way my building is set up is I have the initial part, the front part of the building is a full-service beauty supply store, and the back area is individual suites that different artists rent. So you do makeup, you do hair, you do nails, you do yoni steaming, you take pictures, whatever it is that you do that I primarily equate to beauty, because my company is Madani and my catchphrase is all things beauty. So all things beauty are available to you in Madani at these suites.
Nice. That's a smart move. I like that you actually can take pictures and everything. Okay. So what's we in December? Okay. So keep my eyes open. Folks, keep your eyes open. That's all we're going to say about that, I guess. Keep your eyes open for what you got going on. Now, I do kind of want to, because I'm kind of fascinated, so I'm going to apologize to my listeners, because I'm kind of fascinated with the show and in the sense of what's going on behind the scenes. Like, is the chemistry good, bad, different? What we see on TV, is there something going on, which always is the case, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to phrase this. to give the listeners an idea on what takes place behind the scenes. Because, again, we see what's going on the camera. But when those cameras are off, how's that chemistry? You guys are friends, good friends. I'm just curious. That's just me. That's a stony question. So I apologize to the listeners.
This is one of the only reality shows where the ensemble cast, like majority of the cast members are family. Like they're actually brothers, and then wives of the brothers, so they're sisters, and then you have Melody and Martell, who husband and wife were friends of them, and I'm friends of Melody and Martell, and now, so to answer your question, we all are connected, and, just like any relationship, you talk to people here and there, but I have a relationship with everybody on the cast in some way, form, or fashion, so that's the biggest difference. We weren't just put together. It's an organic group of people that actually have some connection.
Okay, now since the pandemic, how's that working out? I guess when the pandemic hit, what was some of the hurdles? I guess like the rest of the world, did things go on hold, or did you guys continue to shoot and just did everything in a safe manner? Got tested?
We test a lot, but it was a stop. We were in the middle of starting the season, and we stopped, and then we had to start back, and then we stopped again, and so it was a lot of stop and goes. So yeah, we had some interesting times of where of course being masked up and make sure we're taking our tri-weekly tests, and they definitely owned as a play about being safe.
Okay, now did y'all have any situations where everything pretty much worked itself out? Nothing crazy
Everything
jumping off?
Itself out. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good stuff. All right, so again, that was my personal question. I'm sorry, listeners, they wanted to know some other stuff. I'm gonna bring Art into this now. Art's just one of your partners as far as the oils. I'm gonna bring Brother Art on, and we're gonna speak to Brother Art about what he got going on, and again, how that relationship took place, how you guys came about. You said you ordered some products, but I'm gonna let Art speak a little bit about that. Brother Art, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, brother. So, yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead, break that down, brother. How was that scenario? Okay, did you know who she was when she reached out to you, or reached out to your wife?
Well, what actually happened is we had a few people on IG, just putting out fillers, reaching to people and so forth. And my wife and I were watching the show, and she noticed some things, and she said, "You know what? The young lady on that show we watched." I said, "Which one?" She told me which one it was. She said, "We have the same birthday." I said, "Really?" And so from there, they ended up reaching out to her, sent her some products, and then we connected off of IG actually. And I think she's a wonderful person, very professional, and we've been working on a lot of things. And I would encourage everybody to definitely follow her and see what she has going on, because it's going to be real special.
Okay, I want everybody to stop and let that breathe for a little bit. Yeah, think about that. Social media, it works. Bottom line, it works. Here's a platform, some people against it, some people for it, but that needs to breathe. Based on the fact your wife was like, hey, you know what? She got the same birthday. I'm going to reach out to her on social media, and boom, who'd have thunk it? This is a beautiful thing. Who would have thunk it? It works, people. That's what I'm going to tell you. Social media works. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent, it works. Okay, so.
Yeah, similar to how you and I got connected, brother.
Say no more, bro. Like I said.
The Clubhouse.
Yes, it works. Now, speaking of Clubhouse, now I've got to ask this. Destiny, are you familiar with the Clubhouse app?
I am.
Oh, are you on? I'm not going to ask you your name, but are you on Clubhouse?
I am.
Oh, okay. We got to connect then. We got to get a room going. We got to talk about some of these products. Okay. All right, Brother Art. My bad again. My bad. I know y'all thinking Stone is tripping today. My bad. All right, so Art. Okay, so you and the wife reach out. Y'all make this connection. Chemistry must be good. Y'all have a meeting, whatever the case takes place behind the scenes. Now you guys are launching something. It's coming out. So again, we're gonna have to sit back and wait. Hope we don't have to wait too long, do we? Don't ask that question.
You're right on the cusp of it right now. It's gonna be real exciting, and I think that what we have happening right now is revolutionary. It's something different, And once it comes, you'll be able to see. I think the response is gonna be excellent. We've gotten a lot of really, really good feedback, up to this point. And just keep in mind, this wasn't a situation where we just decided, hey, let's throw something out there. There's a lot of time, thought, and effort put into it, right? So, and that's why I'm really excited. It's one of my favorite projects right now. So I do believe that, when we really, really tell everybody it's time to go, it's gonna be big, So lay around for it.
Nice. Okay, so we got some things going on there with the product. Now I noticed that talking to you, Destiny, kind of changing gears. I had another question for you. A mindset coach. Coach. What is that? I'm curious to know.
So I am innately a person that's big on mind health. So that title was given to me because of just the way that I talk and the way that I think and talk to my friends. And, and so I actually have a segment on a local radio station here, 94.5, Worship 94.5 on the Road Show. And my segment is Manifest Your Destiny. And on that segment, I talk about a lot of things, but mainly what gets you to success, what gets you to happiness, what gets you the things that you want in life, and what you want to manifest is your mind. And so that's first and foremost to anything.
Okay, I can tell the church. Okay, you're doing some praying. Amen. That's what we need in life right now. Amen. So I know you still sing in church, or you ain't? When the last time you been to church, Destiny?
Well, it's been COVID for at least 2 years. So
oh, what you trying to say? You trying to say you online?
I know TD Jakes every Sunday.
You online?
To me.
You saying you online, right?
TD Jakes or Sarah Jakes on my TV screen every Sunday is church for me.
I know that's right. Hey, Art, we gotta pray for Art because I don't think Art doing none of that. Art, you got church, man.
Everybody has their own way to come to God.
I know.
Look, I'm just gonna tell you straight up. No, I have not been in a very, 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 very long time. But I grew up in the church, and I was very active since I was 5 or 6 years old. I was on the I was in the choir, believe it or not, on the junior usher board. I ran the Sunday school as the junior active superintendent of Sunday school. But when I got older, I developed and evolved into a different sense of understanding. So it doesn't lead me into a church per se, but I'm an extremely spiritual person, and that may be for another show, bro. We can really get down on that and talk about that a little more, though. Absolutely.
Definitely, bro. Again, just throwing some stuff out there. I love y'all. This ain't nothing personal in that sense. When nobody feel like, hey, Stone, you're getting a little too personal. Just throwing some stuff out there. Because I'm going back to my cigars, Destiny, and Art. Now, Art. Now, we never really had a conversation since we got Destiny on the phone here in reference to, I think we all need to link. You're saying, Destiny, you said you got a friend who has a shop in Huntsville, who has a cigar lounge.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you know the name of that particular cigar lounge? Out of curiosity?
Yeah, Black Cigar Bar. Uh-huh.
Black Cigar Bar. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay, so if we come down to Huntsville, we can hit the lounge. Art, you hear that?
That'll be one of the first places that I take you. If you come to Huntsville, you got to go to Black.
Absolutely.
All right, so now here's...
Don't forget.
Now, okay, again, here's another question I have, because, again, I think of Alabama, and I'm not saying I'm old, but...
Don't get in trouble now.
Yeah, I know. You know where I'm going. Okay, so now Alabama nowadays is not Alabama from 20, 30 years ago, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Can't be. If the world is evolving, the city better be too.
Well, some places get stuck. But now tell the listeners, okay, so what is going on in Alabama right now? Huntsville, Alabama, to be specific.
Huntsville, Alabama has outgrown every city in Alabama. It's outgrown Birmingham. It's just exponential growth, businesses, restaurants, baseball team here now. It's just a lot of growth. Like, people are really, really, really flocking to Alabama.
Okay, is there a diverse group of people there now? A more diverse group, you think you're saying, opposed to the past?
Well, Well, see, I went to all black high school here in Huntsville, so I would say always got a chance to see both.
Okay.
So when you say diverse, I think it's neck and neck.
Neck and neck. Okay, so folks coming down to Alabama. I can't say the word. I can't say because I think we had this conversation earlier. So Alabama.
We did. Don't get in trouble.
Yeah. No, ma'am. I won't do that. So you're saying something to do in Huntsville. Basic bottom line, there is something to do in Huntsville, Alabama in 2021. There's not like it used to be 20 years ago where some places I've been kind of still stuck in time. And it's like, okay, whoa, there's really nothing has changed. But you're saying that's not the case for that particular spot. Number two, do you guys shoot the show? Is everything done in Huntsville? Or do you kind of take pieces and make it look good and say, okay, we were here, we were there? Where do you guys primarily shoot?
Unless we're traveling and they follow us traveling somewhere. But yeah, everything's shot in Huntsville.
Okay, everything is shot in Huntsville. Nice. Okay. This is just education. Yes, sir.
Sorry. Another thing, right? And this is something that I'm looking forward to. And I don't know if Destiny wants to share this or not. So I might be putting her on the spot. But you were talking about singing earlier. I've heard her voice. I've heard her voice. I don't know if we'll get a chance to hear that voice when we go to Huntsville some point in time. But that's something that we might want to keep our ear open for, so that we can really get into that. Because she has a very, very good voice, and I think it'd be real interesting for people to hear that.
Now, I'm not going to ask where you heard her voice at. So now, Destiny, do you still have that passion, that drive to still do music? Is that still there, or is pretty much, through your lifestyle just so busy, but you don't really have the time to do that? But some people, again, you just might be singing all through the house, singing in the shower, singing while you flourishing and putting your makeup on. Is that passion still there?
I didn't have the desire prior to having my son. I was just kind of like my heart song was gone, and I just really didn't have it. And when I had my son, I started singing to him, and then soon after he started singing back and on key. And I just, as a mom, a lot of times we make up these songs for our kids and stuff. So that is what sparked me back into singing again and feeling it in my heart. And then I was just like, okay, here it is. And so for me, I'm really serious about my, the craft. So I started going back to vocal lessons and just getting myself together. So, as Art said, you just stay tuned.
Okay, the reason I asked that question because I have a passion for music. So, I was a musician in my former life and a producer in my former life. So that's why the music thing is close to my heart. That's why I figured I would ask that question. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, okay, so you still, now let's say, okay, I say, Destiny, are you feeling R&B? Are you feeling more to the gospel scene?
I'm definitely going to be more of R&B, it's going to be some power in it because I'm a gospel bred singer. So, yeah, I'm a creator, so I don't want to put myself in a box on anything. Okay,
so you're saying you still have that drive to still sing is what I'm hearing.
Definitely revving up.
Okay.
I'll say that for sure.
All right. Listen, I'm going to holler at you after the interview. We're going to bring that back. We need that. We need that. Never would have made it without you. Never would have made it.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Hey, Brother Art, are you looking for a new platform to connect with other cigar smokers, consumers, lounges, and brands while escaping tobacco-related rules of other social media platforms? Then look no further. Stogie Lives, the new social media platform for cigar lovers created by a female. So come join Stogie Lives, STOGIELIVES.com, where every cigar lover has a place to connect. Now, again, I asked Art, he didn't say nothing. Destiny, did you notice when I said, where did you hear you sing? He didn't say nothing. He didn't say anything. Did you peep that? Did you peep that, Destiny? I said, yo, Art, what'd you hear her sing? He got quiet.
You said, I'm not going to ask you where you heard her sing. That's what you said.
That's what I said. You're listening too good, Destiny. You're listening too well. Damn, Destiny.
Look,
So
Don't put my,
you saying I shouldn't
don't
ask?
put my friend in the box. Don't do art like that.
Dang, you saying I shouldn't ask him? You saying just go disregard the question, keep it moving? Is that what you're telling me, Destiny?
No, I mean, he heard me. He can answer the question if he wants to answer the question.
Hey, Art, I don't want to get you in trouble, man. I want you, snap upside the head a little
Nah,
bit.
listen. Well, look, I've been in the music industry for a long time also. So,
Uh-oh.
I've heard a lot of people sing all the time. A lot of just, hours and hours of studio time. A whole lot of people grew up around people that could sing. And there's something that happens when I hear a certain voice. And this is just me, and I'm not saying it's anything special or anything to anyone else, but with my ear, it's something that happens when I hear people sing. I start to get these little goosebumps.
The Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost. Go ahead.
And she sang, and that's what started to happen. But I heard her sing over the phone a few times, and you just know.
Tell the
once
truth.
you've
It
been
was a challenge. It was a challenge. He was like, "You sing."
Well, so okay. So I tell them the whole story.
Yeah. Hold on. You said it was a challenge.
We were talking about it, right? And we were talking about a couple things, and then my response to her was, "Well, I don't even know if you can sing." And then she just, she just hit it right on point, right on cue.
So that was the trigger. So all you had to say was, "I don't know if you can sing." You saying that triggers Destiny into, "Oh yeah, you ain't gonna prove me wrong. I'm gonna have to show you." Is that what we have to say here now? Could we say, "Destiny, I don't know if you really can sing"?
Well,
Then I'll say to you, sir, stay tuned.
Crickets. She's like, yeah, whatever.
It shows you two things, right? Most of the time, people say, "Well, I can sing," and you ask them to sing, then they take a long time and say, "Well, I don't know, da 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 da." So maybe they can sing, but they're not really ready for the business, And,
it's a big difference.
But when you ask the person, when you say that, and they just start singing right away, then that means they're ready. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I like that. Now, before we wrap it up, Miss Destiny, I know we covered a few things, many of things. Is there anything that I didn't ask that you may want the listeners to know that you got going on? What's hot, what's not, that you would like to share?
Stay tuned also for the Boss Beauty Tour with myself and the Hype Hair owner, Leah Diaz, who is out of LA, who is also a beauty supply owner, Girl Cave LA. Her and I are doing a beauty tour because we both get flooded with, how do I get in the beauty industry? How do I start a beauty supply store? So her and I are going to take our show on the road and help as many people as we can to get educated on getting in the industry.
Nice. I like that. Okay, so again, stay tuned for locations and times and dates.
Absolutely.
Okay, good stuff. Brother Art, is there anything that I didn't ask that you want the folks to know? I know you talked about Destiny singing, but I don't think we're not going to hear that today. We're not going to hear that, bro. So, proceed.
Yeah, but I'm sure you may have a chance to hear it soon. But I definitely want everyone to pay attention to Glow Up because, like I said, it's something different. It's revolutionary. I think a lot of people are going to like it. And, I'm really, really hoping we can come back and talk about it some more once it's officially launched. And, and that's what it is. And I'm really excited about the project.
Definitely. So, Destiny, I want you to give out your social media. How can folks find out what you got going on, the dates, the times? Where can they find you at on social media?
You can find me at destiny.madani, Madonni. Destiny is spelled DESTINY.Madani. You can find information on my website, which is madonnibeauty.com. And stay tuned because there's going to be some rebranding going on and a new social media name and all that. We'll have that launching soon.
All right. Brother Art, break it down. Social media. How can we find you? See what you got going on.
I'm in a couple different things. You can, you know about Grow Out Oils. You can just put that in and we'll come up everywhere. Punch by Punch. I do the boxing thing real heavy. As a matter of fact, we got Just Mayweather coming up on Clubhouse on Thursday. I think it's this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So, that's going to be a pretty good conversation with him. And, and that's what it is, man. And we definitely enjoy you for having us, man, trying to spread the word and keeping the people updated on what's new and what's great. And, I just tell everybody, be great, and definitely check out that glow up. I'm telling you, y'all gotta check it out. Absolutely.
Well, Destiny, Brother Art, I appreciate you guys being a guest on Smoke World. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You guys be safe. Well, folks, there you have it. Another episode of Smoke World in the books. You can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. Email stone@smokeworldpodcast.com and the website smokeworldpodcast.com. Again, want to thank my guests, the lovely, beautiful Destiny Payton Williams and my brother Art from Grow Out Oils. Again, folks, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and guess what? We will check you out on the other side. Peace.